This segment is brought to you by Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. All right, we are back and we're going to go on location. Sergeant Ross Brennan with the Louisiana State Police is standing by. And of course, always good to have the State Police on to give us information about what is happening in our area. Sergeant, good to see you today.
Good to see you too.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what's taking place on the press releases, and I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, so June 5th, Troop C, unfortunately, we had a horrible crash that happened around 4 p.m. on Highway 311 near Fellowship Lane. It's a little bit around Living Word Church out that way. So our preliminary investigation found there was a 1999 Toyota Camry that was traveling southbound on 311. At the same time, there was a Kenworth commercial vehicle that was traveling north. And for reasons still under investigation, the driver of the Camry, she was trying to turn left into a private driveway, but failed to yield to that 18-wheeler coming, turned right into his path, and unfortunately was struck on the passenger side. Now, inside that Camry, there was 4 occupants. So they had the driver, but there was also 3 juvenile children inside the vehicle too. And all 4 of them were not wearing seatbelts at the time of the crash. So multiple people were transported to the hospital with different injuries, ranging from minor all the way to fatal. In that crash, there was a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old that were transported to hospitals. And unfortunately, they succumbed to their injuries while there. The driver did have minor injuries, and then there was another juvenile passenger inside the vehicle that had moderate injuries, but was in stable condition by the time they got to the hospital. Of course, the driver of the 18-wheeler wasn't injured. He was properly restrained in that circumstance, and real bad situation. We're still waiting on toxicology. Of course, toxicology samples were collected from the driver of the Camry. The 18-wheeler driver was not suspected of being impaired and provided a voluntary breath sample that showed no alcohol detected in that case.
You know, and in these situations, not particularly in this one, but I just want to talk in general about distracted drivers, because I see so many times, and look, I've always told people on this channel, I'm guilty of it myself, but I make a very conscious effort now because of the news stories that we do all the time. It's so easy when you're idling down at a stop sign or whatever to play on your phone and do different things. But I know you preach it a lot, state police preaches it a lot, law enforcement in general preach it a lot. It's just a mindset. People just have to start getting tuned up. I'm not saying it's related to this particular thing, but while we have time, maybe to urge people during these summer months, put the phone down when you're driving.
Most definitely. I mean, whether it's distracted driving, and distractions, that could be anything from a cell phone, whether text messages, but even the music on the cell phone, the GPS, even people inside the vehicle. You can have other passengers that are distracting to you. And that's an issue there, right? But then also maybe just trying to hurry up and beat a gap so you don't really feel like waiting, or trying to hurry up and turn into a parking lot, whatever it might, right? Just taking those risky behaviors can ultimately lead to some of these bad situations happening like this. As you said, too, we have summer coming up. A lot of the students are out of school, so you might have parents traveling on the roadway with kids, grandparents, maybe other caretakers of the children, right? So maybe they're not used to proper car seats, or just different people traveling on the road with them. I think it's very, very important to take, it's a very unfortunate situation that happened with this crash, but maybe as a reminder, make sure that your kids are in the proper car seat that they need to be in. At Terrebonne General, we offer free car seat checks. Of course, at Troop C, that's a free car seat check fitting station.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that they're in the right car seat for their age. The biggest thing that we kind of see with the car seats is that people switch babies down too early. So up to 2 years old, they have to be remaining rear facing towards the back of the car. A lot of times babies outgrow that infant carrier, and parents think that they can already transition to that forward facing seat, but they have to be at least 2 years old before they can do that. And that's one of the biggest things that we see. And these seats, they have a lot of YouTube videos out now, instruction manuals that come with them. They're pretty easy to install, and a lot of times the parents can do it themselves. But again, it's always good just to have a certified car seat technician just check over and make sure everything's properly in there. That way there's no questions when you're going down the road.
Another thing I see is there's a lot of traffic checkpoints, a lot of different things. Not that y'all haven't had them in the past. It seems like maybe it's because it's summer and things are picking up. It's a strategic time to do that. But it's just, once again, a friendly reminder sometimes to, all right, let's concentrate. A lot of people on the road, they're traveling to vacation. Just be a little extra careful.
I mean, most definitely. I mean, June is Click It or Ticket month, so it's a big public awareness about proper, not only for the adults, but for the children to be properly restrained inside the vehicle. So that's one thing that's going on. But like you said, people are traveling, going to vacation, visiting relatives, whatever it might be, right? So there's more traffic on the roadway at different hours than traditionally during the school time. And a lot of chances of something to happen. That's why it takes all of us making those right choices on the road. Don't drive distracted. Make sure that you're not speeding excessively on the roadway. Make sure you're not driving impaired, right? Going to places on the weekend, having a few drinks. Definitely should not get behind the wheel of a vehicle and drive. Have that sober person get you home safe. It's the same stuff that we preach all the time, but we're seeing the effects of those bad decisions on the roadway from these crashes. Easily could be prevented if just making a little bit better choices on the road.
Yeah, Sergeant, always good to see you. And how's the new role?
It's good. It's good. We're busy, but hey, that's what it does.
Yeah, you're right. Good seeing you again as always, and we appreciate your work in state police, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again in short order. And you have a safe summer also on the road.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
All right, there you have it. Sergeant Ross Brennan with the Louisiana State Police. We'll be back with more. This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.